What is going on, guys? Hey everyone, I'm Garrison and welcome back to the channel. So today I'm super duper excited because Rocketpunch is back, and today I'll be checking out their newest song here called Chiquita, the MV for all. Now I know that Chiquita is tied along to their fourth mini album called Yellow Punch, which is huge because it's been quite some time since their third mini album called Blue Punch, if I recall correctly, and quite some time since their previous release of last year, which was phenomenal, by the way, Ring Ring, as well as their B-sides tied along to that single album like I Want You Bad, and also of course Ride and All, and that was overall very cohesive with the title track looking back upon that. But I only heard good things about Chiquita today, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have been waiting for this release and all, and waiting for me to check this out today. And considering seeing that this MV dropped 15 hours ago at the time of filming this, and it has already hit 3.4 million views, that is huge. It's good to see Rocketpunch get a lot of attention, and that is probably with many reasons why, given for the fact that they've hit this milestone. So I'm gonna see for myself how it's gonna play out, so let's just get into it, shall we? All right, Chiquita by Rocketpunch. I got the English captions on and all. Let's go. Ooh, a bright intro here. Oh. All right. Starting with Daehyun there. No way. Back to Sohee. What is going on, guys? Okay, with the drum kits here, the electronic drum kits. Okay! Pop off! Man, the energy! Oh, so punchy with it. Very high in energy, lively with it. Oh. Suyeon. Man, this breakdown with Yukyung though. Whoa, that mirror effect there. And then with the strobe lights and the color palette that was utilized and the lighting for this, so good. Ooh, Suyeon! Yes! Oh. Ooh. Oh. And what an outro to this song. Okay. Everything just adds up now. On, like, you know, why this is like a huge moment for Rocket Punch themselves. Let me just say this right away. Rocket Punch going, sure, why not? Going the new disco route, but taking it more of a non-stop, explosive energy approach and directing that direction and drive the song in a linear manner and not, like, let's say, like, switching it up drastically into, like, oh, they mess with this genre instead or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I feel like is the reason why this is so hard-hitting, right? Because fair enough, you know, you got your other retro-based songs and releases, and, you know, obviously retro is not like a genre per se. You got like disco, synthwave, new disco, future funk. You got your subset genres as well, you know, segmenting from each other. These days, admittedly, I feel like one of the best things that happened to the world of K-pop is, you know, the retro influences, the retro genre influences, disco, new disco, synthwave. But a huge main thing that has been being put in the washing machine and spit back out into the drying machine per se to sort of form it in that way is it's usually done in a satisfying way, you know. I'm trying to say it's like, oh, hey, this is like really chill, really easy to listen to. Don't get me wrong, because this is really easy to listen to and has a lot of catchy replay value to it. But there's more of that satisfying feel to it. But Chiquita here, it doesn't hit that route where it switches it up quite a bit. And it doesn't have that satisfying kind of manner, but more so of that explosive punch to it. This is truly Rocket Punch, just bits of everything that you know that you, well, not that you know, but bits of and things that you would love to hear, plus more. And I feel like this keeps on being a recurring type of trend and movement by Rocket Punch throughout all of the eras. I mean, at least for me, every time they came out with a new song, it's like, oh, this is my favorite title now. Oh, this is my favorite title now. The only thing that has kept consistent is that Red Punch mini album. So good if you guys haven't listened to that mini album. And I wondered, like, with that being said, how the B-sides are gonna go in the Chiquita, right? Their fourth mini album, Yellow Punch here. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself here, but I'm definitely gonna have to check that out. Now, moving back into Chiquita here and focusing more about song structure, arrangements, and soundscape, the concept, the music video, the styling, that was 10 out of 10, and the choreography, 10 out of 10. Let's talk about New Disco, and let's talk about Chiquita. New Disco compositions, composition structure-wise, tends to go through a similar pop or disco type of arrangement. And by no means this arrangement is like, oh wow, there is like an interlude here or a verse 3 here, or, you know, the chorus is hit you know, in a different moment in the song than it should be, or there's no bridge at all. Pretty standard arrangement, but I think this arrangement wise sets them up so well, because when it comes to New Disco, the point of New Disco is building, ramping up that energy, and then giving it a drop factor to it, and then bringing it back down. And I think Yukyung really does a phenomenal job of that in this song. And then it ramps up again, and then boom, we get hit with that explosive chorus, which is easily the main highlight, the centerpiece, the meaty chunk, the main course of this song, guys. It truly is, hands down, my favorite part. But then we get hit with this dreamy-like bridge, right? Into eventually the final chorus. I'm like, okay, is it just how are we gonna wrap this up though, right? When it comes to very explosive, high in energy, tense tracks, there has to be some way. They either just like break it and it's done, or they ease us into an outro. But we get immediately hit into this outro that adds this digitalized synthesizers or some sort that adds more to it. Just when you thought this song couldn't get better, no, we're gonna throw another curveball at you and say this is what's up and end the song like that, like it was nothing. Like, come on, Rocket Punch and everyone behind the scenes that worked with them. Definitely gonna have to actually search up who worked with them right now, right? But before that though, I really want to talk more about the song, because I want to make this clear. In new disco, usually producers, songwriters, yada yada yada, make sure to include analog synthesizers and your digital synthesizers. Analog synthesizers, you pretty much is a good example you're hearing throughout the entirety of this song. But the digital synthesizers, you're hearing more heavily in the outro part that gets you feeling a bit nostalgic and all. And that's what new disco, future funk, pop music, certain, I would say, pop rock tracks sometimes, but also obviously a lot with synthwave and disco tracks and disco tracks that give you that nostalgic feeling at times. And this is what I felt like, a burst of nostalgia, reminding me of the second gen days and all that had this sort of kind of explosive structure to it per se. And don't even get me started at the beginning of this song. Let's search up who did the songwriting on this before we dive back into it. Oh my goodness. Byum and Nani, BXN everyone with Prime Time? I don't think they've worked with Rocket Punch before until now, but if you guys are not familiar with Byum and Nani, BXN, they have worked with Stacy on their latest album for the likes of 24/7 and Butterfly. Oh my goodness. And I said that in that review, that album review, I mentioned of Byum and Nani working with EXID. That is insane to me, honestly, guys. Byum and Nani, and then like we have Prime Time here as well, who is part of Butterfly, and the fact that we're seeing Prime Time on this as well is incredible. Yeah, we're gonna have to dive back into this. How this song started is what I want to focus on first when we dive into this again here. So let me just do that right here, right away for y'all. Verse 1, because the chorus doesn't get hit right away. Classic disco, classic new disco, classic synthwave genre tends to use these heavy, deep, in-depth synthesizers, these analog synthesizers going on here. And the difference between analog and digitalized or digital synthesizers, I've got to say, if I recall correctly, analog synthesizers are more flexible in the way how you can like tune them, change them up, and better budget wise if you're like a songwriter, you know, producer. But then you got digital synthesizers that most equipment when it comes to digitalized synthesizers and dealing with modules and stuff can be very, very expensive. And wow, I gotta give it to Byomenani and Pop Time for doing that. Immediately, Dahyun. It's just like, when Ring Ring happened, I was like, I can't believe this is Dahyun. And then again, I can't believe this is Dahyun again. But the fact that we got more spotlight of Dahyun and Sohee this era is chef's kiss, everyone. Chef's kiss. Being able to highlight them in the beginning here of verse 1, but not only once, right? Not just once, twice. And this is what new disco loves to do, is these like breakdowns between the within the sections of any new disco song. Gotta love Yeonhee this era too. Wait, yeah, this is part of the choreo, by the way. What? Wow. As some of you may know, Suyeon do be the bias, so I was absolutely wrecked this era. So, shut up. Oh, wow. Wait. I love how it builds up with the electronic drum kits. That's the satisfying part, but it's not the main focus of the song, you know what I'm trying to say? Doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo. These classic, like, you know, lens close-ups on the members. So cool. This mirror, though, and I noticed as I looked at this more and more, it's like, oh, these are not disco balls. These are mirrors being hung up here. And what they're doing here, which is really dope, right? I think they're almost using these mirrors and like reflecting the lights all over the place here, and they're not only upon the members to really make them truly shine and shimmer, but also off of these mirrors to add this like cool effect going on, which is cool. Like, sure, they got the main ones on the floor, but I'm sure from some overhang going on there. Verse 2. Wow, this is truly Dahyun and Sohee's arrow. But the thing is, I always know Suyeon, Yukyung, and of course Yeonhee is always gonna come through with them beautiful vocals, and Yukyung is, I've said it in the past before, huge bias wrecker, and I just love how the way that she like slows things down, yet the energy and all that really hype, very hype energy that is so lively is continuous still, even though it's slowing down with Yukyung. This was cool. This was cool with Dahyun here, the mirror. And then there's like these I don't know, like these slides going through, whether it's a psychedelic type guitar, electric rhythm guitar, or electric guitar going on here. But like from the riffs going on this song, the way that the melody is hit in this song, everything was considered from top down, you know what I'm saying? The choreo so sharp with it, yet so deadly. Very punctuated, well executed. Jury this era too. I've noticed her in her parts. Those is such cool effects here. What are these, like doves or something? Yeah. These LED lights, RGB. Oh. Yeah, electric drum kits. Some sort of shaker or percussion instrument in the back. This was incredible right here, where of course this digital synthesizer comes in. Ooh, do 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 do. Okay, I gotta listen to it again. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. And then there's extra emphasis on those analog synthesizers going on, you know. Oh my goodness, guys. What an incredible comeback. Clearly 10 out of 10, 11 out of 10. Given, you know, music video budget, I think this was very well filmed and shot and all. Great styling, you know what I'm saying? But I think we can totally agree, you know, like, sure, I'm not a whole, like, music video director or anything by any means in that realm, but production-wise, arrangement-wise, how everything was done, from the melody slides that I forgot to mention, to the synth riffs going on, you know, the power chords breaking through, the classic electronic drum kits that you tend to hear in various retro genres, to that phenomenal chorus, that fantastic bridge, to the comboing of Daehyun and Sohee, to that verse 2, to that incredible outro that wraps things up so perfectly with a digital synthesizer, guys, and the hooks. The hooks are extremely catchy upon first listen, and this is like one of those type songs that you want to add to your list to not listen to before an exam, or else this is going to be only thing running in your mind during an exam, you know what I'm saying, guys? But hey, y'all, let me know your thoughts about Rocket Punch's masterpiece of a comeback here with Chiquita. Definitely gonna check out their Yellow Punch album, and they just keep on coming through, improving, showing and improving more that, hey, you gotta listen to us. We are the group that you should keep your eyes on and not miss out, right? I love how this was just so refreshing, very up in tempo and energetic, and focusing on energy a lot, you know, even though the post-chorus happened in the song and the breakdowns happened, none of that energy was brought back from everything else that was done in the song, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like this is the type of song that you'd like, hey, this is incredibly a crime if this did not give them their first win, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those releases. But yeah, I really appreciate them coming through more with new disco on the 80s type feel side, and everyone behind the scenes from Pop Time to Byominani and all that, everyone who worked on MV and stuff like that, their stylists. And not gonna lie, I was quite worried about Rocket Punch, and after considerations of how the label's going, I'm sure the pandemic has affected a lot of labels, not only big labels but medium to small labels heavily, because like I've said this before, I'm even doing a project on this for school, the matter of fact. When you do like these online concerts, you don't necessarily make all your money back, and sometimes you could fall into the red zone of things in numbers. Even physical concerts back in the day before the pandemic, like the likes of artists like Changmo, he said that it's like, oh, I only got this amount back and all, but having the production wise is costly too. And I just hope they keep on, you know, building upon this, like, you know, recognition and hype, and people gotta realize like, hey, I've been missing out, you know? So if that's the case, guys, today, that you've been missing out and you had this whole realization moment since Ring Ring or until now for Chiquita, I highly recommend you guys go back onto their discography and especially check out their Red Punch album and all their performances, because they're truly gems in the industry right now that truly deserve more love and recognition. And I'm glad that that's happening this era, clearly. I noticed that during the views on my suggestion for the views on their teaser for the music video teaser for this was like, it hit like 1 mil or something like crazy like that. But aside from that, guys, as always, be sure to have a great day, have a good night, have a good afternoon wherever you are, and be sure to like, share, maybe subscribe, as it helps out the channel so much, and just warms my heart connecting with y'all about Rocket Punch and all the members and such. Stay tuned for that Yellow Punch album review. I still got to check out A Pink, I still gotta check out Drippin', I still, you know, gotta check out Woohyun, and like, it's piling up. But I got my first final exam next week, so good luck to me for that. And we're almost wrapping up school, finally, but that means there'll be more time for these Rocket Punch reviews and reactions, of course. But yeah, take care. Can't emphasize that enough. It's a cold world out there, so be sure to educate yourselves of what is currently going on in the world right now, as I emphasize here and there throughout my videos. This has been Garrison, as always, of course, and peace.